Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about the different mediums that I use and the things that I love about them and some of the things that I think about when I'm deciding which one to use. But mostly this is just going to be me talking about the things that I really, really love the different mediums have to offer. So yeah, this will be a really chatty video. It'll be a great chance for you to work on your own artwork and hang out with me while I talk about my love of mediums. But yeah, I will be working on a couple different pieces today in this video, some of the things that I'm currently working on. So that'll be a little glimpse into the week that I've been having. And also, I do have a quick announcement about the digital piece that I'm working on in this video. The one of the Forest Witch. She is actually going to be the postcard for Patreon for May. So if you would like the postcard, the exclusive postcard of her, make sure to sign up by the end of May 31st. For the malachite or the citrine tier. So that's $10 or up, basically. And yeah, you can get this print sent right to your mailbox. I really like how she turned out, too. She was so much fun to work on. But anyways, let's get to the topic at hand. So recently on one of my watercolor videos, I got a comment of someone basically asking, why didn't I just do it digitally? Because it's better, it's easier, it's faster. And it did get me thinking, why did I choose watercolor? Why would I choose a specific medium over another? And I think that's really one of the exciting things about creating artwork is that there are so many different mediums to work with, and all of them have pros and all of them have cons. So you just have to find the thing that works best for you and for that situation and balance the pros and the cons. And I think that's maybe one of the most exciting but also frustrating things is that when you find a new medium that you love and then learn the drawbacks, that can be a little frustrating. But anyways, let's talk about the pros. Let's talk about the good stuff. I feel like being positive and excited and talking about the things that I really enjoy. So why don't we just go ahead and jump in and talk about digital? So I'm going to talk a bit about the three mediums that I do use, which is digital, Photoshop is the program that I use, but I do that, watercolor, which is my primary medium, and oil painting. But anyways, digital is what I started with. Started with when I was really taking art seriously back when I was a teenager, and I loved it. Digital has the amazing ability to let you work endlessly on a piece. You can finesse it to exactly what you want within your own skill set, and I find that really, really exciting to be able to spend as much time as I want fixing things and changing colors and changing values and changing how the lighting is. And there's just these endless possibilities of how you can manipulate a piece to exactly what you want, which I really love that. I love the ability to go into a piece without feeling afraid, which I often feel with my traditional mediums is if I'm really pushing myself or I'm trying a new technique that I know is going to be difficult or I've struggled with in the past, it can put a lot of fear into me to start working on the piece. But when I'm working in my digital pieces, I can just jump right in, and I know that if I make a mistake, I can always fix it or change it, or if I find something that's an issue, I can always fix it and edit it. Like if I forget to give a character 5 fingers instead of 4, then I can go in and add it. So yes, there's a certain fearlessness of digital art that I can just jump right in. And then of course there's the fact that I have endless colors at my fingertips basically. So I can manipulate the line work color. I can change how different colors react with each other as far as like different layer modes. So there's so many endless opportunities. But I think really the biggest thing that's a drawback for me for digital is just the fact that I'm staring at a screen all day, and I do not enjoy that. I don't enjoy the actual tactile experience of working on digital pieces. So I think that that's usually the thing that pushes me and drives me to working on my traditional mediums and using those for different pieces, because there's just something really rewarding about working on a tangible piece that I can touch as I'm creating it. And I don't think I really need to say this, but I will. I love digital artwork and I love creating it. So this is no shame against anyone who purely loves working with, say, one medium like digital or another or whatever. They all have their pros and their cons, but I really, really enjoyed the feeling of working on an actual physical piece like that. So So with watercolors, I I love being able to sit down and work with them. I love the ability to layer colors. That's probably my favorite thing with watercolors, is creating these glazing effects so that one layer of color affects it in this really beautiful way, where there's this transparency to it, that the way that the light plays with it is just something completely unique to watercolors. And I love that. There's just a luminosity to it that, yeah, that's special for watercolors. And watercolors can actually behave almost with like a mind of their own, which I think is really cool. It's really special to watercolors as well, is that you can do wet on wet washes and watch how the different pigments spread out and how they granulate differently. And that's something that I think is really amazing to be able to watch and utilize in artwork, is letting the medium kind of speak for itself in a little bit of a way. And that's something that I haven't really experienced in other mediums at all, where everything else is very much controlled. It's all in my own hands, exactly how it plays out, at least with the way that I've used it. So that is something that's really fun, to be able to feel like I'm exploring new territory when I'm working with certain techniques with watercolors or certain pigments in watercolors. But the drawback for watercolors is that, for me, it is the least forgiving of the three mediums that I use by far. So I would probably put it watercolor as least forgiving, then oils, then digital. But the other two are very forgiving, which I really enjoy. So one of the things that tends to push me to the other two mediums is that when I want to create a certain effect with like lighting, that's something that I struggle with quite a bit with watercolors, where you can really only work in one direction. You can add more darkness, I guess, more of a deep value to a piece as you're working on it, but you can't bring it lighter. You can't add lighting effects to somewhere that you've already painted over. And I don't always think things through as linearly as I should when I'm working with my watercolors. So that's one of the things I really, really love about both digital and oil, but that's something that I think is really amazing with oils, is that it's a traditional medium that I'm able to work both in dark and lights. I can push and pull different areas, and I find that really, really exciting. I love being able to go in with oils and add like a rim lighting around a character. Is one of the most satisfying things that I have done with oils. I absolutely love it. I love being able to go back in and brighten areas up and play with all of the values that are available. That's something that I just really get a lot of joy out of. So that's one of the big things why I've been really excited about learning and exploring oils, is that it has a lot, well, not a lot. It has all of the benefits of working traditionally, where I'm working on something tangible. I'm away from a screen. I can just focus on what's right in front of me. But it allows me to have a lot of the end results that I could get with digital. I can go in with any color for the line work, or I can have no line work, or I can blend it out the way that I want to. And I find that really exciting. I do not have the skill set yet to be able to sit down and create an oil painting that matches all the effects of a digital piece that I've done. But that's also something that I find really exciting, is that it's something that I'm learning and getting more experience at, and I am figuring it out, which means that every time I do a piece in oils, I'm progressing, which is a little bit of a tangent, but I think that probably is the thing that's really exciting about all mediums, is being able to watch yourself grow. And when you find a solution to a challenge that you've had with a medium, oh, that is just so incredibly exciting and motivating. At least it is for me when I've been struggling with something and then I have a breakthrough or an epiphany on how I can work through that. Like when I worked with watercolors, and this is still a problem that I'm working on, but I have found different solutions for how to achieve a type of line work that I want, where I can have more variety of colors than I used to have. And when I started working with using the watercolor itself to create the line works, that was just so exciting and fun to have this almost like a new toy that I could work with to see how it affects different pieces and how I could play with it and and make new effects. So yeah, that's something that I find really just so motivating about artwork in general, I guess, is the ability to grow and progress with every single piece that you do. Not necessarily that every piece that you do you will see that improvement. I certainly know that I don't, and sometimes I create pieces that I feel like were a couple steps back, but the ability to be able to sit down and make really specific steps forward with your skill set and with your knowledge, I love that. And make sure to check out my Patreon if you'd like to get a print of Forest Witch. She is available to all of my May patrons, so make sure to sign up before the end of May 31st, and you can either get her as a postcard, or you could get the package tier, which comes with her and some other art goodies that are all within the Forest Witch theme. I absolutely loved working on that theme. It was so much fun. But yeah, as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons. You guys are incredible. I am so incredibly grateful for all the support that you show me over there. And yeah, that's about it for today. I do post more over on Instagram, and I also have a TikTok that I'm starting to post on. So I have a link to those two down in the description if you want to follow along during the week and see what I'm working on. But that's it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.